Now, one of the ways, or one of the mindsets you want to have in regards to winning scrambles and even creating scrambles to win them is you need to have an aggressive mindset, and you need to think of particular triggers that will help you in regards to finishing it. Because lots of times when you end up in the scramble, it may not be as organized. It may not be a lot of times it's just chaos. And we want to bring it back to us. We want to take that chaos and we want to fix it. So in that way we end up in control. Because sometimes there's going to end up being space. Sometimes your opponent is trying to run away and do certain things. And we want to close that gap. We want to be aggressive and we want to go after them. So in that way we can win the scramble. When people think of scrambling, they think of fast and they think of space. And we need to kill the speed, and we want to kill the space as well. So let me show you some examples. One thing is, let's say my opponent's standing up, and I have him in like a De La Riva X. This is gi or no gi. And I end up pulling his arm, and he's posting his hands on the mat here. What's happening is he's exposing his side. Instead of doing all this like crazy stuff to try to sweep him, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just come straight up. And I pretty much tackle the person. I just come straight up and I attack them because I understand where I'm at. If we're over here, and let's say he's not on his feet, but I have him here like this, and his side is here like this. A lot of people are pulling at the gis, they're pulling at the arms, and they're trying to flip the person over, or they're trying to pull the arm out. But recognize where you're at. When his side is exposed, he has got a harder time turning into me. He's got to find time to turn into me to keep his base. So instead of doing all this technical stuff, sometimes what I do is I completely let go of my hooks and I just get up. And I tackle the person. I literally just go right after them. You have to watch where your arms and legs are, so in that way you don't end up in a situation where they might get an attack on you, because depending on your level, he may be ready for certain things as well. But you need to recognize when you have an advantage. When somebody's side is exposed on you, that is usually an advantage for you. That's where you can create a scramble that you can win. Another example is, let's say I'm here like this, he's on his knees, and I go for something like an arm drag here. Boom, he's trying to keep his base, and what I'm going to do, instead of really fighting around and coming around to his back, which ideally I want to do, at least I want to sweep him, and I'm going to come in, and then I'm going to tackle him, and I'm going to come right after him. Another situation is, let's say he's standing up here, like this. I come here and, actually he's down on the ground. I come here because we want to create a scramble situation. I come here and I do an ankle pick and push him, but he stands up. So I pick his leg all the way up here, and then he puts his hands on it and he's trying to run away from me. He's scrambling away from me. So instead of doing all this stuff and coming here, I'm literally just going to jump on him and tackle him because I want to make sure he doesn't get away from me. Sometimes to win the scramble, you need to learn how to be aggressive. An additional example that I want to mention is when the person is standing up. This is a sweep example, and I'm going for like a tripod sweep here, and I go to sweep him, but what happens is a lot of people keep the ankle, and then he fights to get back up. What I need to do is sometimes I need to realize once again that I do not have to keep his ankle, that I can just let go and I can aggressively attack them because I want to keep him down on the ground and I need to get up as fast as I possibly can. Sometimes certain things will slow me down. For example, keeping his ankle here while I'm sweeping him. So when I go to sweep him here, I let go and he was trying to come back up. And I followed him, and I literally just push him back down. I mean, sometimes I go for the sweeps, and when they go to come back up, I will just push them back down, and I will stuff them, so that way I can keep my positioning. So you always, always, always want to focus on how you can be aggressive with the scrambles too, because lots of times within a scramble, it's not always tight. Lots of times there's a lot of space, and you need to figure out how you can pretty much kill that space. Take advantage of the fact that your opponent is exposing their sides. Take advantage of the fact that your opponent may be exposing their back. And when they're trying to run away from you, go right after them. So in that way you can win the scramble and they can lose the scramble.